up, YouTube? This is your boy Game Freak Daniel, aka Big T, with another video. Today we have a really awesome video. I can't wait to dive into this. So let's go ahead and hop right into the unboxing. This package has came all the way from Japan. It took 16 days to arrive at my address, so that honestly not bad at all. Amazed me. I thought I was going to be waiting for a month or two. Ordered from eBay. Also, finally got a nice durable case for my PlayStation Portal. Just wanted to show you guys this real quick. Really nice. About 15 bucks for this case. It's really cheap, but very durable. Nice quality. And it keeps my PlayStation Portal protected. So that arrived as well. Is considered a very rare console in the United States. Japanese exclusive. And it is the rare, and might I say, very heavy. This is, woo, that's heavier than the PS3, the original. Might I say, the rare PSX.
PSX debut.
Sony.
I have, as funny as this sounds, I have the PlayStation 10. I don't think they thought that through when they named this the PSX. If you think about that, X stands for 10. So, or some people get this mixed up with the PSX as the PS1. Some people call the original PlayStation the PSX. But this is legit a Japanese exclusive. And let me just open it up here. From Japan. Actually, my second Japanese console I own. My first one I own is a Sega Saturn Japanese. And, wow. Okay. First reaction on this. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Let me show you guys. This is crazy. $120 on eBay. As for parts, I bought it for parts, so we don't know whether it works or not. And they listed it as a junk console. So, $120. Don't know whether it works or not. But all I know is it is the legit exclusive Japanese console, PSX, that you can't buy in America. I mean, yeah, you can have it shipped to your house like I did and just buy it from Japan. But anyway, let's go over the features of this guy. And it's pretty much like a DVR PlayStation 2 box. So this guy was pretty much the true, and this is how I put it, PS2 Pro back in the day. So, you know how we have like the PS4, PS4 Pro, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 5 Pro. Well, anyway, pretty much what this is. Back then, PS2 came out around early 2000. This came out in 2003, in the mid-year of the, PlayStation 2, Japan only. And it's pretty much like a PlayStation 2 Pro. So, they really went all out on this sucker. And the reason why they're selling, these were really expensive. I remember seeing pictures of this console back in the day when I was growing up. And I was like, man, I will never be able to get my hands on one of those. Like, I'll never have anything like that. Well, here I am today, 28. And I said that when I was probably like a kid. I remember seeing that. And I was like, man, that'd be so cool to have. Well, now I got one in my collection. And I can see this thing is beefy as hell. This might be the heaviest console. And we'll weigh this sucker here in a minute. But this guy was pretty much a big home entertainment center that was supposed to do everything. Pretty much where the PS3 is now. They crammed the PlayStation 3 with a lot of stuff. PS3 got the idea from the PSX, is what I'm saying. So, This guy's really loaded. Look at this. So we got, does DVDs, Dolby Digital, DTS. This guy also came with a remote where you can control it that way. It does play PlayStation 2 games. And you can even open up the tray, kind of like how you could on the original PS3. And you had the memory card 1 and 2. And you can even control the system if you don't have controller by the buttons onto the console itself. We also have USB, Memory Stick Pro, kind of like what the PSP took. You shut that, and that is very, very stiff. Very scared to break that. You got the IR right here, and this is where the remote would detect. Quit game button, and apparently HDD record and disc record, so you could record CDs and I believe burn CDs through this console. Back then in 2003, for a console, burning disc and copying it to another, bro, was something unheard of. Like, that was something that you could only do on like a computer back in the day. Power button over here, eject. So yeah, and if you look on the top, you can see the vents. And this console was very known for overheating, and that is why you see a lot of them in Japan listed as junk, because they had a lot of serious overheating because they were just packed with a lot of stuff inside of it. So it's no wonder why they run dirt cheap now. And I would honestly get your hands on one of these. I mean, if you're a game collector like me, I would get your hands on one of these while they're still affordable. They were pricey back then, so I'm surprised you can get it for like $100. Anyway, the back of it, which is very weird to me, I can't tell what's front and back. So we got the PSX logo right here, and we also have the name brand Sony with the HDD access and recorder lights and all that right here. But if you turn it around, you also have the disc and the eject and all that up here. So I would assume this would be the front of the console, but you can easily get confused and think this is the front of the console because the logo's facing this way and you got the branding here. It's very weird. Rubber feet right here, so that must mean that you could be able to stand this guy up like that, and I'm assuming that's how you would play the console. It would set like that upwards, and I mean, that's very different. Very different. You can see the logo better. Technically, that is how the console is supposed to set. Anyway, also, another weird thing is trying to get your cables. You know, back in the day, some people probably still do this. I still do this to this day. And you're literally like trying to guess where the wires are. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. The way they designed that would be freaking hard to figure out. Like, you can't even get your... Yeah, that's awkward as hell. I don't know why they went with that. How it's all, like, inside the console. Like, you got to get your hand up in there to plug in the stuff. Very strange. Whoa. Okay. I did not... Apparently, this is coming right off. Apparently, I just took off one of the covers by accident and didn't even mean to do that. Got the piece coming right off. So, it don't look broke. It just looks like it might have... It could be broke. It could be. It shouldn't have popped off that easy. Very... Oh, that goes in there. Okay. So, that popped off easy. So that's what we got going on here. The bottom, and let's just test it to see if it works first before I take it apart. So the bottom here, giant rubber feet. I actually like that. It kind of gives me the style of a DVR box or like an old stereo receiver. You know, it's bulky, heavy. Apparently, you have the options to remove that. And now you don't have that awkwardness of getting your hand up in there. You can kind of see it more better. Take that off. You can actually see what goes into what. So, very weird. On the back of the console is where you plug in the controllers. Yes, that was, again, different. Very different. We also have the 15 volt 4-watt converter right here. So you can plug in the old TV. I remember those, the old TV antennas in there. If you want to do it that way. Yeah, it's VHF. If you want to do video through here. So you have more options on this. I can see where the PS3 got its inspired. Like, I can just see the resemblance. You know what I mean? And if you notice, we got two here. And what that is, one is for like the game, I'm assuming. One is for like the DVR part of the console. Or I should call this entertainment. Out, we also have digital optical for, you know, want to hook it up to a receiver, stereo. Ethernet port. PS2 didn't have it. Not the original there is. You had to buy like an adapter for the original PS2 for it to have that. If you had the Slim, okay, it was built in. And of course, I love Sony for this. They kept with the same power plugs from PlayStation 1 all the way up to PlayStation 5, and that's what I love. They use the same power cable that fits all these consoles, so I wasn't worried about not getting any cables because I know I have a bunch of these laying around. So we're going to get this sucker up and fired and running today and see if it even works, as I did buy as junk. Anyway, and this sucker weighs about almost 12.5 pounds. These are my most expensive pair, so I'll just use those. And we plug this. The way I'm reading it, the top up here is the video out, and then in is, yeah, okay, so go ahead and plug these in, plug it in. Alright, so now go ahead and plug in the jacks in the TV. Plug the power cable in the wall. So, we are now ready to boot up the console and see if this console works. So, it does look like it is getting power. As you can see, the red light is on, indicating it's off. So, let's see if this bad boy plays. $120 PlayStation X. Okay. So interesting. It does boot up, and that boot up screen was so satisfying. But we have some static noise going on in the background. But it's also playing at the same time. Let's just turn it off. Oh, do I gotta hold it? It's not turning off now. There we go. I had to like hard... Either that's how you turn it off, or I just hard resetted it off. Screen down so you can see that. PSX. And then it goes to static. Very interesting. So I don't know whether that's itself broke, or I just don't have something hooked up right. Yeah, something ain't right here. Let me check, make sure it ain't the TV, because, you know, we're going back old school here. So I have it hooked up on video 1. So, very weird with the static, so I'll just kind of roll with it for now. We're going to go ahead and control, if it lets me. At least we know it turns on and it works. Sort of. At least we know here. That would be sick. I don't think there's a disc. Quick game. None of these buttons are working. He does. So, that's pretty much where the PS3 got its idea, was from the PSX. Alright, what is it doing? Very confusing. I might have to... I noticed it's also hard to shut the console down. I had to hard reset it twice. I just tapped it once now, so now it looks like it might shut off. So I guess you gotta give it a minute for it to boot itself down. Okay, it worked that time. Boot it up again. We get the PSX logo. Very nice. And then the static. So, let me look into this and see what's causing that static. I'll try different chords, whatever. Luckily we got other components here, so I might try this and see if I can get signal through this. But we have different components, but the only thing I might have laying around is, I definitely have one of these. They're very common for the static all the time. They were very annoying. They even did it for PS2 sometimes for the... It was just very annoying. I disconnected the audio jack so we don't have to hear the buzzing static sound. But we do got it working. So I'm using the buttons now. And you can see it is actually responding when I hit the buttons. Hit the home button. Alright, so... Again, exclusive Japanese console, so everything's going to be in Japanese. So, yeah, you can see how it's very like the PS3. Again, I keep saying that, but it's very cool. And it looks like there's some games on this. Look at this. We got some games. EA channel. Okay. Now, I don't know if those are games or... They're just save files. But yeah, so far all the buttons are working right now. There were only 2 models, the 128 gig or the 256 gig. I'll find out whenever I eventually take it apart. But it looks like I don't have to take it apart this video, because I am getting it to work, at least. This is the channel. TV channel. Again, this thing is a built-in box, DVR box. You can play DVDs on it, of course, and you can even record off the DVDs. How crazy is that? Photos, music, you can install all that through USB, memory stick. And then this is the settings. I'm going to do this best I can. We'll hit enter here. Ooh. Okay, we actually got something going on there. Hold up, let's see what the sound sounds like. Alright, I did plug it back in, and the static just stopped. What in the world? Okay, so, again, at least I can say this console does work, but it has some faulties to it, I can tell. We're in the settings. I don't know a single word of what these are, so I'm going to have to use some type of app to translate all this. But in the meantime, we're just kind of going with the flow here. So whatever I did, I just fixed it. So this is what the home screen is supposed to look like, and it's not supposed to make that static sound. So, do not know what I did there, but it's working now. Okay. I just went to the settings and then it stopped. I can hear the fan in the console as well. It's not like super loud. I don't know what it would sound like once we try a game. I do have a Japanese game that I did bought separate just to test in this video. And we'll get to that to see if that works. Clock. It looks like USB settings. Yeah. What's this? Yeah, I do not know what that is, so let's just... Ooh. I'll just assume that's no. Okay, thank God. I do want to see what this is. If this is games already in the console. Like, I don't know if it's games on the console or if it's just save. So, let's go to... Let's try... We even got Capcom on here. Yeah, let's try Capcom. Let's hit enter. Ooh. What is this? Is it a game? What is this? Okay, so now I can't use the buttons on console itself, so now I need to plug in a controller. So, I'm going to take my wireless adapter from my PlayStation 2. Also, if you guys want to see a video of this blowed up like crazy, I showed you guys how to mod your PS2 really easy and very simple in 2025. And I pretty much show you guys how to install games onto a hard drive. And you don't have to play games without any disc at all. So, yeah, I modded my PS2 recently, and it's awesome. I'm going to hook up my wireless adapter, because the fact I have to plug this in the back of the console is just very strange. Add the game controllers in the front and then the memory card in the back. That would have just made more sense for PS2 controllers. I'd rather use the wireless special on this, so I don't have to deal with the cord running from the back. Just turn it on, boom. Alright, well, anyway, I'm really loving the home screen. Like, the home screen has more of a style than the PS3. Like, I love the sound effects on this. Like, very cool. Okay, don't know what I'm doing there. But I'm loving the home screen. It has a little more better. Listen to that. Like, I love that. Like, the PS3 doesn't even make those sound effects, and that sounds more pleasing than the clicking sound. Even though PS3 is considered nostalgia nowadays. It came out in 06. This came out in 03. PS2 came out in 2000. So the PSX really was the mid PS2, like the mid-year console. That's why I consider it like a DVR PS2 Pro. It really was. But you can definitely see where the PS3 got its ideas, and that was from this guy right here. So let's go ahead and try out a game and see if it works. And we'll call it a day. So went and bought a separate game just to test it out in this console. Crazy, they actually just remastered this game for Xbox Series and PS5. And it was Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero. But I got the original right here. It's the Japanese version. And we're going to try it out on our PSX. Did we get a good deal on this PSX? So far, it's working. But the real question is, can we play a game on it? And can we watch DVDs on it? And use it as a DVR box like it was intended. So let's go ahead and test out a game and see. Oh, listen here. Even makes the beep sound that you originally heard on the PS3 and PS4 and PS5. PSX right here was the first to do it. That is crazy. So, indicates there's no disc. There's even a quick game button. But, let's go ahead and pop it in. Let's hope. Okay, it had trouble taking it. I had to help it in. But now we got a blue light indicating it's in there. Alright, real quick. If you get on the home screen, you don't have to hit the home button on the console. But wait, there ain't no home button on the DualShock 2 at all. Well, there's not, but apparently select is the home button for the PSX. So that's how you get back. I just discovered that. But yeah, it is not reading the disc at all. It spits it out really fast. But it is not reading it at all. You can actually see the logo. It might just need taken apart, and the laser lens probably just needs cleaned, maybe. Unless it's having spinning problems going on, then that's a whole nother problem. But if it just needs a clean, then we got a really good deal on this PSX. Looks like there's a video on here. Let's see. It's not showing nothing. And that's crazy. Looks like you can play the video in the background as well. But it's not playing nothing, so the game to play at all. Yeah. Can't get it to play. Now, kind of like the PS3, PS3 had 2 laser lens. Same with this. The PS3 had a Blu-ray laser lens and just a regular laser lens to read DVDs. This has 2 separate laser lens, one that plays games only, including like the purple disc and all that, and then another laser lens that just played the movies and used the DVR version of the console. Also did the recordings and burning the disc with the other laser lens. So, I was also told if it wasn't from overheating problems, it also had disc problems, reading disc. So what I'm going to try, use this a lot back in the day, and it's one of those disc cleaning CDs that pretty much has brushes on the CDs, and it's like a quick way of cleaning the dust off your laser lens without taking it apart. I'm going to try this first. Now, this pretty much reads right away. Very easy to read. Doesn't take much at all. If it does not read, then most likely it's just very dirty or the system's not spinning at all. So let's see if we get anything on the screen. Okay, I heard it spinning. So that was a good sign. So most likely it's just very dirty. Alright, so it's doing something. Just thought of something. This probably wouldn't work because it's, yeah, region lock. I would have to play strictly like PAL region on this console for it to even play anything. In this case, this is PAL region, and it should have read it because it's Japanese, and this is a Japanese console, so that's only what it's for. So this probably wouldn't work at all, but I did hear some good signs and did hear some spinning going on. Clean it up. It is warm. Not up top, but underneath it's pretty warm. Japanese exclusive PSX DVR PS2 Pro, you might as well say. And I will see you guys in the next video. Whenever I get this sucker taken apart, I will do that in a separate video, and we'll see if we can fix that disk drive and be able to get it playing games and DVDs. Till next time, I'm out this thing. Peace!